It's funny sitting up here and listening to these guys tell their stories, especially Reno and Brandon, or Coach Doman, I should say. Sorry, Coach. Because there's so much correlation between those two and Max and myself, and I think I know why that is. You guys obviously are familiar with the dad who says, "You want to know what? I hiked 12 miles in the snow, uphill both times, to school and things like that." Well, we kind of get the same exact thing with Coach Doman. Okay? Throughout the entire practice, we're always hearing about how great Coach Doman and Reno were and how great their connection was. I mean, we'll be in film and he'll show us around and he'll be like, well, let me just play this back for you guys, okay? Reno would have ran this about 10 times better. All right? And, it kind of gets at you a little. At least it does me. I don't know about Max. And so instead of looking up to wide receiver quarterback connections like, Tom Brady and Randy Moss and Tony Romo and Terrell Owens, I look up to these two just to see what they've done, just to see what they stand for as BYU players, and just to see what they stand for as men who have played at BYU and have gone through the system. It is incredible to be a part of such a great program. And I'm going to talk with you guys just a little bit about the difference between my freshman year and now, because there's a huge difference. It's black and white. My freshman year, when I came here, it was a great experience. Like Greg said, I got to play with my older brother. I got to be with him. I got to play side by side, learn from him. Because honestly, my brother, I believe, was a better receiver than me at the time. And I think many of you may not think that, but honestly, Zach was a tremendous athlete. Ran exceptional routes, had great hands. And so I looked up to him a lot, and he was always helping me on the side and things like that. So, anyways, when I first got to BYU, and not to knock on the coaching staff, because it was a great coaching staff. I love the head coach, I love my position coach, but it really wasn't what I expected. I thought it was going to be what it is today. And it wasn't. And I remember as the season went on, I started playing better than I expected. I honestly thought I was going to come in, maybe get a couple plays, maybe go in for a couple blocking plays just because I was a freshman. And but it didn't work out that way. I ended up starting on the other side of Todd Watkins, and it was a dream come true. In the first game against Notre Dame, I caught my first touchdown. It was a season opener. And honestly, I was in shock after the game. I remember sitting at my locker, in awe that I was in a college locker room first, and second that I just caught my first college football touchdown, and it was against Notre Dame. One of the other teams who has, so much tradition, so much loyalty to their team. So as the year started going on, and I say this in my talks a lot, and I'm pretty sure Max and Mackenzie are sick and tired of hearing this because we always speak together, and I always share this exact same story. But in a nutshell, I doubted to go on the mission. I really didn't want to go on my mission because I was playing so well, and I thought, you want to know what? Maybe if this thing worked out for 4 years, I could go on and play in another league and just forgo the mission and maybe help out people or go on speaking tours or something like that in the NFL. I was a freshman back then. I thought a little crazy. So I started to become selfish, and I started thinking about me. I started thinking about myself and what I could do. And I remember, and I know this was another spirit working on me, because I would come out to the field and practice, and this was after the 5th game when the coaches kind of realized, okay, this kid can play. I remember coming out to practice, and every day, some coaches on the coaching staff would ask me, "Are you sure you want to go on a mission? Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, we could really use you here, Austin. Are you sure you want to do that?" And I was in shock and awe, because I'm thinking, this is BYU, this is the Lord's University. I got my coach here asking if I'm really going to go serve the Lord. And it took me back. And it honestly worked on me for a little bit, because they were very great with their speeches and their persuasion of their persuasive tactics. And I finally decided to go on my mission. We went 5-6. I think I need to remind you guys. We went 5-6 that year. okay? 5 and 6. And we had many opportunities, just like this year, to pull off a victory and last-second wins, but we didn't. And there's a reason why we did not. And it is all summed up in that one story. I was asked, why do you want to go on a mission? Are you sure you want to go on a mission? We do joke about the fact that we were probably the best 5 and 16 in the nation, however. Dennis Pitta and I do, because I think we're one of the few that have actually experienced that or went through that one of those experiences. But as I went on my mission, heard about Coach Mendenhall, and Coach Mendenhall was always on the defensive side. And in 04, here's another thing. In 04, no offensive player talked with the defense. No defensive player associated themselves with the offensive guys. Didn't happen. We'd come in halftime, we'd split up. And we'd sit there and we wouldn't talk to each other. We barely knew our defensive guys. And that's exactly how it was throughout the entire year.